Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about Remote Desktop Credential Manager. There are plenty of tools out there in the market that claim to help you manage multiple RDP sessions, but most of them come with a risk. They are closed source, they install extra software on your machine, and you really never really knows what's happening with your credential behind the scene. Risk of the market tool. Think about it. When you install third-party RDP Manager, you are trusting that software with your username and passwords. If the tool isn't transparent, it could be storing your credential insecurely, sending data over the internet, or even introducing malware. Beyond security, many of these tools are bloated, heavy, and required constant update. That's a lot of risk just to manage connection. Our free PowerShell script. Now here the good news. You don't need any of that. With just a few PowerShell commands, we can build our own in-house credential manager. It's a lightweight, transparent, and you know exactly what the code is doing because you wrote it or saw it. No hidden process, no background services, just a clean script. Use Windows built-in credential manager and remote desktop client. So let me try to explain you the script. So here we are using some assembly where we are using system Windows Form, system drawing and Microsoft Visual Basic. So this is very useful when we want to create a form with the buttons. Now here we are using the metadata file which is a server JSON file, right? So whenever we are adding any server entry, it is getting located here. So it will be your user profile folder. So this is my user profile folder, and if I scroll down, there will be a folder created RDP Manager. In that, there will be server.json file. If I right click and edit that, it will give me the entry. Now there is one entry left in the RDP Manager. If I delete this entry, that entry will be gone too. And you can see here that entry is gone. So whatever the entry you will add here in the RDP Manager, that will be stored in a metadata file. Now here we have added the function. So whenever you are running the script second time, right? So whatever the entry was there earlier, it will stay as it is because that is stored in a metadata file, and it will load the metadata file when you are opening the script. Now function save metadata, and it will try to the save the data to convert into the JSON format, and then whatever the entry you are adding, it will be saved in that file. Okay, here graphical user interface password box, because we have to securely enter the password. That is the reason this function is given here and it is set as it is. Okay, the graphical setup is like the form. We have given the title RDP Credential Manager, and you can see that here if I run the script, it's getting RDP Credential Manager. If you want, you can change it. You can give your own name. There is no problem at all because this is our own script and we can do the modification according to our needs. Okay, so here we have given the background color light steel blue, and you can change according to your needs also. Okay, now the object, the list box, and the label, the form, everything we have defined here by defining a size of that, length and width, right? Uh, you can set it here, and then finally we are adding a button color here. Okay, so back button here, the update button, then we have a delete button, and then we have a connect button. Okay, and here we have a add button, and based on that we have given the color and we have defined the color. So here light green color we had set, right? So you can change the color if you want of this button as well. Now here, once we define the color here, we are giving the event handlers. So when we click or I click on the button, what should happen, that we have defined in this box. So every button have their own add click event handler here, right? So here we are defining a handler for the add button. Here we are defining for the update button, and here we are defining for the delete button, right? And this is the one last, which is the connect button, and which use the server name and read the password from the script, from the credential manager, the Windows Credential Manager, and it tries to connect with the remote desktop by using this command. Okay, so every time it try to load saved entries on a startup, like as I said, metadata, it read the metadata and then it shows the entry what we have here. Okay, so every button have their own function that we have defined here, right? And we are using the CMD key to delete the server name and the password that we saved in a Windows Credential Manager. Here we are, updating the password by using this command. And here, this is the add button. So here we are adding the new entry in the Windows Credential Manager. So this is how we are using the script. And if you have any query or confusion, please do let me know. I will upload this script in a GitHub, and then we'll share the link in the description. Now I will show you how the RDP Credential Manager works. So here I have to add the server name. So let me show you the lab environment. I have two virtual machines here running in a VMware workstation, and those machine I'm one working on my lab system. So I'm going to add those IP address and the username to connect. This is the IP address of this machine, and I click on the add button. Now I'm entering the username. It is asking me the username which I want to use for the RDP session. So I'll give here admin. If I hit enter or click OK, I have to type the password. So once I type the password, I'll click on the OK button, and it will give me the prompt credential added successfully. So I'll hit OK. Now the connection has been saved for this computer with the IP 192.168.0.132. Now instead of IP address, you can type here FQDN name or the host name that you want to connect, but it should be accessible through your machine. Now once you add the IP address with username and password, you just have to click on the connect button. And you can see here, we are able to connect and take RDP of your remote machine. Okay, let me open CMD and type IP config. And you can see here, the connected machine IP address is 132. And then let me disconnect from that computer again. Okay, so this is the way you can add multiple server connection, and you can use that to connect in a later. Now let me close this box. It won't lose the connection entry. So now I have closed the tool, right? The script. Now I'll rerun that, and you can see that entry still exists here, which I can use for the later purpose, right? So here I can update the password that I had used to connect to this computer. Suppose the password get changed, I can just select the entry and click on the update button. And here it will ask me for the entering new password for the admin. So I can just update the password, and I can click on the OK button. And it can say credential updated successfully. Okay. And if you think that I don't need this connection anymore, then you can click on the delete button. So it will delete the entry from the console. It is asking you the confirmation box that do you really want to delete the credential? Yes. And you can say credential deleted successfully. Now there are no connection left. We can close the box, and then I can rerun the script to ensure that no connections are appearing in the list. Now let me add two computers entry, and then we'll try to connect to both computer. This also one computer. Okay, and one was 114. Add, and okay. Now we already connected to 132. Let me connect to 114 now this time. Okay, let me open command prompt. And you can see here, the computer that we connected is 114. Let me log off from this session. And now let me try to connect to 132. I'll select that session and I'll click on the connect button. Okay, and I connected to 132 computer. Okay, so let me disconnect. Awesome. And whenever I think that I don't need that entry, I just click on the delete button. Okay. And if I close with the one entry, when you reopen the script, you will get the same one entry. Okay, friends. So instead of downloading any risky tool from the internet, you can build your own secure, lightweight RDP manager with PowerShell. It's free, it's transparent, and it's your own. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let me know if in the comment box what feature you would like to add to this script. Stay safe and keep automating smart. Thank you for watching.